Well, this will be interesting. It's up past dark. There's a vehicle inbound. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Yeah, I'm a little bit anxious. I guess I'll know more in a couple of minutes. It's the police. This is not good. It's flowing. This could be as far as I get today, I think, and maybe tomorrow, and maybe a week ahead of me. I don't know. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's no deeper than the other one, but a very soft, muddy bottom, and it's flowing. So I'll strip the bike, I'll cart all the gear over the other side, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till somebody comes along and helps me walk the bike across without the engine running. If I've got to stay here for a day or two, then so be it. I'm not going to take a chance. It won't be above your knees. Well, like I say, it's just that if I was to have the engine running and tip over, yeah. Oh jeez. Right, maybe that's not going to work. Well, you can try and push behind, but right. You're going to get covered in shit, mate. Come alongside. No, don't like that idea. We're just going to dig ourselves a big hole. We're going to have to try and drag it back, I think, mate. And I don't know quite how we do that. Maybe grab that side and try and lift it up and back as we go. That's it. Yeah, wait for another car with a couple of extra blokes in it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just going to ferry my gear across. I'm going to have to wait till I get at least two blokes, because just two can't do it. It's too soft. Well, I don't have too many options. I've dragged all my shit in the shade. I've had something to eat. Really don't, like I say, have a lot of options other than to wait it out. I've got a couple of days worth of food, no shortage of water. It's going to take at least three of us, I think, to push that bike through there. The water is receding. I've put a couple of markers on the bank, and yeah, the water is receding, but it's still a very, very soft, muddy bottom. I'm about 38 kilometres east of Warracoona. That creek line, that's called Giles Creek. Yeah. We'll wait. It's, I don't know, an hour before sunset maybe. Old mate's rocked up with the wife, a couple of kids. I don't think he'll be crossing in that. He won't be able to help me, I don't think. Well, this will be interesting. It's half past dark. There's a vehicle inbound. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Yeah, I'm a little bit anxious. I guess I'll know more in a couple of minutes. It's the police. Are they going to try and drive across?
They said they've done it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So much for peace and quiet in the outback. I come out here to relax. Some locals pulled up in a car and the coppers said, it's pretty deep, wouldn't go through there. I said, no, it'll be right, we've done it before. Now they're bogged. Now we're all going down to see if we can help pull them out.
It's too soft. If we are to stop here, we're going to go down too.
Well, as the coppers drive off in the sunset, it's been an interesting night. And that is the sound of rain in the middle of the night, which is not something I need at the moment. Old mate Cam here woke me up at 4:30 in the morning. Went barreling past here and has got himself stuck. I've tried to give him a hand, but he's bellied out, so whoever helps me will probably end up helping him, I think. Shall we see how we go? Now, getting up that little ridge is going to be the issue. Oh, we're making it look easy, boys. That's the hardest part over, I think. Well, nobody's died yet. Still, it's only early. Good on you, boys. Alright, kids. Back on the road. Let's go back and have one last look. I marked where the high water mark was yesterday when I got here about past noon, and overnight the water has subsided quite dramatically. You can see all those islands which weren't exposed yesterday, so I guess it recedes as quick as it rises. In the overall scheme of things, I've only lost, I guess, 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours of riding, so pulling up overnight I think was the smartest thing I could do. I'm a long way from home. Thankfully I'm not time poor, and yeah, this morning a couple of blokes showed up, one as well as Cam got stuck, and then a couple of plumbers, and between the 4 of us we were able to push the bike across very, very easily. So yeah, back on the road. Alright, this is Warrakoona community. It's supposed to be off limits. Having said that, they allow me to refuel here and anywhere else along Great Central Road. I do have a permit for that. It's off limits because of COVID. They don't want COVID
getting into any one of these communities, because that would leave the population very, very vulnerable. I'm just going to see if the cops are home. I should check in after they checked on me last night. Doesn't look like there's anybody here, but I'll see if there's any information about contacting either them or a regional cop shop. They did ask me to check in, so I better do the right thing. Right, currently, pardon me, at Warburton Community on Great Central Road. Just pulled over for some fuel and a bite to eat. I'll be leaving here in a few minutes and heading to my destination, which is a roadhouse, and that's all it is, just a roadhouse, named Chukarelia. Chukarelia starts with a T, and I was supposed to be there last night to meet a mate, bloke by the name of Chris. Chris and I have done some big trips, some hard yards together, and when I didn't show up last night, he became a little concerned. And he's got access to my satellite tracker, and he noticed that I hadn't moved from the one spot for a few hours, and he thought I may have been injured. So he rang the local coppers, and they travelled 40 kilometres out of their way to do a welfare check. And they found me comfortable, sitting by a fire. I told him I wasn't in any sort of distress, and that I had food and water, and they agreed to ring Chris later last night just to let him know that yes, I was safe and well. So yeah, I'll be at Chukarelia in a couple of hours. We'll stay there overnight. I've had wet feet for 2 days. I need to dry some gear. And then Chris and I will both start heading towards Perth. Alright, we're leaving Chukarelia Roadhouse. When I say we, Chris and I. It'll take us a couple of days to get back to Perth, I think, from here. 2 big days, but that's alright. When we get to Laverton, we've got to check in at the police station there, just to let them know that we're clear of Great Central Road. The coppers at Warracoona just wanted me to check in, to let them know that I got off this road safely. So yeah, looking forward to the company, looking forward to Chris's company over the next couple of days. Always nice to travel with a companion.
Hit a hard bundy, I felt the knock, and yeah, this one was a double puncture.
Well, I'm mobile again. That tyre's getting pretty threadbare, but I don't want to have to swap it out this late in the stage. So we'll see how we go. If need be, instead of taking the hard way home, Chris and I might have to stick to the blacktop, but we'll see. We'll see. I've still got a few patches left. I hit a rock that gave me 2 holes. What? I hit a rock and it gave me 2 holes. A double puncture. All fixed. What? Yep.
Well, this ain't good. We're just a day's ride from home, from Perth, and I had a double puncture, one rock staked the tyre in 2 places, and I repaired that, and it got me a couple of 100 k's, but it's leaking again. We patched it again, and it looks like now the casing is actually splitting. It must be pretty thin there. So we really don't have a lot of options except the bush camp, and we'll swap the tyre out. I've been carrying that other tyre, I guess, for moments like this. So we'll swap it out, and hopefully we can seal the bead. That can be the issue with these tubeless tyres, just trying to inject enough air in them to seal the bead. But we don't have a lot of options, I guess. Doing nothing is not an option. I'm not going to stand in front of it. Well, it goes from bad to worse. We melted the compressor. The compressor's done a lot of work in the last 48 hours. And now we're forced, we nearly got the bead to set. Didn't quite get there, so now we're hand pumping. We've gone from 10 psi, the last time we checked was 45 psi by a hand pump. And we got one side to pop, we're working on the other one now. Well, I expect this will be the last day on the road for us. We've got about 700 kilometres to go for both Chris and I to be home this evening in Perth. The last 72 hours has been quite an adventure. Having said that, anybody can do these sorts of trips. All you need is all the gear and some idea. And if you don't have all the gear and some idea, at least travel with somebody who does. I mean, I just left home to go and buy a packet of smokes and somehow I ended up here. But anyway, if this is the final run home, you know what that means. See you on the other side.